Welcome back to the Halloween special, guys. And this topic on this video, I'm so excited to talk about this with you guys. I've been wanting to watch this movie again for the longest time. Zombieland. Directed by Ruben Fleischer, written by the guys who also brought you the Deadpool movies, starring Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, a very young and up-and-coming Emma Stone at the time, Abigail Breslin. This is one of those movies that, again, here's my dad giving him credit. Scary Movie Fridays with him. Zombieland was one of those, and he was like, look, let me just let off some steam for you here, son. Because I know I've been showing you a lot of creepy shit. Here's something funny. And this was also around the time that The Walking Dead was a big thing, so he was just trying to get all the zombie-related media into my brain. And he had Zombieland on DVD, and we watched it that night, and I was just in love with this thing. So what's the premise? After a virus turns most Americans into zombies, the surviving humans remain locked in an ongoing battle against the hungry undead. And we follow 4 survivors: Columbus, played by Jesse Eisenberg; Tallahassee, who is obsessed with Twinkies, played by Woody Harrelson; Wichita, played by Emma Stone; and Little Rock, played by Abigail Breslin. They abide by a list of survival rules crafted by Columbus and zombie-killing strategies as they make their way towards a rumored safe haven in LA. Rewatching this movie was so much fun tonight, guys, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Those Deadpool movies are so freaking funny in every way, but Red Reese and Paul Warnick wrote this movie before they ever did Deadpool. And if this movie was their audition for something bigger for Deadpool, like, mission accomplished, man. But just sitting by itself, this script and this whole premise, so much fun. Even though it's quite simple in nature, yes, Americans are practicing their best cardio to try and escape these monsters, just so they don't turn into monsters themselves. You've probably seen a good chunk of movies and TV shows like this before, but I think it's just the enthusiasm and the energy that everybody throws into Zombieland that makes it so fun. I mean, I hate to keep using that word, but that's what this movie is. It's fun. And it really does feel like everybody on set is having a blast with this thing. Ruben Fleischer directed the out of this movie. And granted, for a movie that is filled with zombies, people probably would have expected a lot more gore. It's not like this movie doesn't have gore, but when it shows up, it feels warranted, it feels earned, it feels brutal. But it's almost like if you're squeamish against, like, seeing blood on screen and too much of it, I feel like you could get through Zombieland just fine. Because I feel like at its core, this movie, in addition to being like a creepy looking zombie movie, it's a comedy. It's a lighthearted comedy. I mean, you have a nerd played by Jesse Eisenberg, who, if he wasn't just coming off The Social Network, this movie came out just before it, I think. I may have it flip-flopped, but yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, really damn good in this movie. So likable. And as a dweeb myself, I can't help but relate to this guy. Like, especially growing up, like, I think I watched this movie when I was, like, in high school? Yeah, I can't help but to have related to his struggles. Not to get too personal, but it's almost like you want to see this guy get out of this zombie apocalypse okay. And he's a really easy character to root for because, yes, he's a smartass, but he's also incredibly intelligent. How he's able to survive the zombie apocalypse, yes, he doesn't have the biggest brawn that you've ever seen in the United States, but he's able to get through it with his brains and with the set of rules that you constantly see on display throughout this movie. And the callbacks to these rules are just so genius, which leads into a really fun climax where he basically says some rules are made to be broken. One of his rules was don't be a hero, don't put yourself in harm's way. But when he meets Wichita and he's as smitten with her as he is, then he can be a hero and save her. And speaking of Wichita, Emma Stone is so great in this. Speaking of dweebs, Emma Stone is a dweeb in real life. And you can sense that she was having so much fun doing this. And she did this role like way before she did a lot of the others that made her as famous as she is. And it's so cool to kind of look back on how she started and then to see where she is now. She's now a 2-time Oscar winner for Best Actress. And I feel like Emma Stone is just one of those people that you can't help but root for in this business. Not just because of how great she is at her craft, but her personality. Like, she deserves everything good that's coming to her. A much older Abigail Breslin than you might be used to from seeing her in Little Miss Sunshine. She is also really damn great in this movie, playing Emma Stone's younger sister. Like, you can sense the bond and the chemistry between those two. I mean, you can sense the chemistry between everybody here. But let's talk about Woody Harrelson, man. This man it steals the entire movie. This is a big oafish cowboy who is on the hunt for Twinkies, and it just works. And Woody Harrelson sells every bit of this. He is such a badass. There's a whole sequence in a grocery store where he is just mowing these zombies down with a shovel. And if I'm nitpicking anything right now while I'm on it, yeah, the kills might not be as creative as you might see in other zombie flicks nowadays. But again, it's almost like Zombieland wasn't really trying to be too flashy or too over the top. They were just wanting to have some fun. And I hate to sound like a broken record when I review movies like this. Zombieland is just a blast, though. If not just because of the charm and the chemistry and the banter that all four of our main actors share together, the script is absolutely ingenious, the cinematography is really solid, the editing choices are super cool. And you also have one of my favorite cameos in recent movie history from Bill Murray, who gets a lot more to do than you would expect from a normal cameo. But his sequence is just... and the way that his character meets his demise, it's priceless. Do you have any regrets? Garfield, maybe. Which is true. I've said that before. But honestly, not really a whole lot to complain about with Zombieland. If you've never seen Zombieland or if you've never heard of it, first of all, what the heck are you even doing here? Like, if you want to see, like, if you're an Emma Stone fanatic and you want to see how she really got her career kickstarted, like her breakout role, go check this movie out. It's not Gwen Stacy. That wasn't her breakout role. Like, because Gwen Stacy was written to be so freaking dumb in those two movies. Watch Zombieland. She is so damn good here. As is Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson steals the entire movie. Like, if you want some good, lighthearted comedy this holiday season, this Halloween season, you're gonna have quite the time with it, especially if you have friends over, if you have pizza, and yes, if you have Twinkies. This is a guaranteed party hit. I'm gonna give Zombieland an A. God, it makes me so happy I talked about this one with you guys. Let me know what you think of Zombieland down in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any memories of going to see this movie. Let me know if you have any memories of the first time you've seen this. Because I love what I do here, guys. I love getting in front of this camera. I feel so alive when I talk about movies with you lovely people. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Tap on that thumbs up as well. And again, thank you so much for your patience as I continue to go through this exciting new phase in my life. Yes, the studio is finished. We're kind of starting to settle down a little bit. And I apologize if I disappointed some of you who are looking forward to a more robust Halloween playlist this year. But I have my reasons. But anyway, guys, in all seriousness, joking aside, thank you so much again for your support because it really does mean the world. And look forward to more videos, especially as the month of November kickstarts. Loads of big releases in the theaters coming up in Gladiator 2, Moana 2, and what was the other one? Wicked, of course. Yeah, Wicked. Lindsay would kill me, especially if I didn't take her to see that movie with me. But expect reviews not only for those movies, but I'm going to circle back a little bit, and I'm going to turn back the clock. I'm going to review all the preceding movies in the build-up to those. So for Wicked, expect a review for The Wizard of Oz. That movie turns 85 years old this year. Expect a review for the original Moana as well. And Gladiator. That is a movie that I have been waiting to talk to you guys about for 5 years now. Thank you again so much for your continued support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence. Yeah.